Right, is everybody ready? Let's get on with this. What? What? Mer-Man, I don't care if your sea monkeys are all dead. I've got better things to do with my time than worry about that. Get out of my sight before I beat you. Right, are we rolling? Right, let's get on with it. Right, greetings, SkeleTalk. You know the drill.
Skeletor.
Yes, Whiplash?
You didn't.
I know I didn't, Whiplash. And get out of my sight before I beat you. Oh, and Whiplash?
Yes, Skeletor.
Go and get Beastman for me. I need to see him.
He's in the forest, Skeletor.
Well, go into the forest and get him then. Hurry up.
Yes, Skeletor.
Oh, my God. Right. Dean at All Things 80s kicks us off this week. He asks, do you like Scotch eggs? Yes, I do like them very much. They are an excellent snack. I also like the mini Scotch eggs filled with egg mayonnaise. Thanks for the question. Link to Dean's channel in the description. James Fancher asks, do you consider your treatment of Beastman to be a form of stooge comedy? No, I consider it to be a form of cardiovascular exercise. I take beating him very seriously, although it is obviously very good fun. Thanks for the question, James. M. McGee has 3 questions for me. Number 1, who is your favourite Sith Lord? Well, that's easy. Darth Vader. And second would be Darth Maul. Question 2. Red pill or blue pill? Again, that's easy. Red pill. I do not like having the wool pulled over my eyes. And question 3. If you were facing Gollum in a riddle battle for the One Ring, what riddle would you choose? Well, I would say to Gollum, if I asked you if you wanted a punch in the face, would your answer to that question be the same as your answer to this question? Then I would punch him in the face and run off with the ring. Thanks for the questions, Em. Luke at Reynolds Reviews asks, if Monkey Boy ever kicked you out, where would you go? Well, Luke, I know where you live, so I'd turn up at your house. And the first thing I'd do is find your Origins Beastman and then beat him. And then I'd give your Lion-O a kicking before booting your Bravestar out of his Fort Kerrion base and turning it into my office. Thanks, Luke. I'll leave a link to your channel in the description. Des T has a couple of questions. Firstly, with Valentine's Day coming up, are you sending out any cards? And are you expecting any? Well, I shan't be sending any, but I expect to receive one from my new best friend. Her name is Kat, and she likes to give me cakes and stroke my head. Evil Lynn doesn't know about her, so keep your mouth shut. Question 2. Do you give any of your close neighbours nicknames? Well, only the girl who lives 2 doors down from Monkey Boy. I refer to her as Gilf at number 20. I suppose there is one other neighbour I have given a nickname to. I call her Lady with Dog Named Henry. The dog is named Henry, not the lady. Thanks for the questions, Des. The Monkey asks, if you could give Kevin Smith your opinion on his He-Man show, what would you say to him? Well, I'd say, Kevin Smith, you fucking penis! What have you done, and what were you thinking? You've ruined everything, you utter shattuck. Get out of my sight before I beat you, and change that purple sports coat. Oh, and Kevin, come back a moment. The Battle Cat transformation was excellent. Now go away again before I beat you, snooch to the booch. Thanks for the question, the Monkey. Flint Platts asks, what are your top 5 video games? Well, in reverse order, number 5, Worms on the Amiga. Number 4, Dave Mirror BMX on the PlayStation. Number 3, GTA 2 on the PlayStation, the top-down one. Number 2, Castle of Illusion on the Game Gear. And number 1, GoldenEye on the N64. But if you ask me tomorrow, the order might change a bit. Thanks, Flint. Travels with Jason F has 3 questions for me. Number 1, why would you not date Skeletor, as she looks hot? Well, she's not really my type. I prefer a woman with an actual face. However, she is single at the moment, so I shall pass on your number. Number 2, if you crash on the planet Hoth and you saw there was a big battle going on, which side would you pick? Neither. I would hide until the battle was over and the dust had settled. Then I would emerge and steal all the sandwiches. And question 3. If your minions were to uprise against you, would you run to He-Man for help or ask that other bonehead for help instead? Well, I take it you're referring to Hordak, and I'm not asking that twat for anything. So I suppose I'd have to ask He-Man. He's a goody two-shoes and will help anyone. Also, you get a free sorceress with every order. Thanks, Jason. I'll leave a link to your channel in the description. Andrew asks, how did you meet Monkey Boy? And if a movie were made about this, do you have any thoughts on casting? Well, I met Monkey Boy during a golf tournament in 2015. Our games overlapped on the 14th hole, and he asked me to play through. Afterwards, we compared scorecards in the clubhouse bar, and our acquaintance blossomed into friendship. If a movie were made, I would play myself, and Monkey Boy would be played by a dishevelled hobo. Andrew also asks, what is your favourite rom-com? Well, as a rule, I detest these types of movies, but if pushed, I would probably choose When Harry Met Sally or Chasing Amy. Thanks for the questions, Andrew. Stephen Gray also has 3 questions. Number 1, who do you consider to be the best actor to have played a superhero or villain? Consider how closely they resemble the character and how well they portrayed them. Well, that's a tricky one. I think Christopher Reeve was an excellent Superman, but I also think that Henry Cavill was the correct choice for the modern age. I also think that Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Robert Pattinson have all portrayed Batman very well. I'm sorry I couldn't narrow this down any further. Question 2. If you could own any fictional vehicle that has ever been dreamt up, which would you choose? Well, a Star Destroyer would be my first choice, if that's allowed. For land-based vehicles, I would choose an AT-ST. You may wonder why I didn't choose an AT-AT, and it's because those things are a nightmare to park. Question 3. Have you heard the story of the Cutout Man, sometimes known as the Stick Man? And is there any truth to this tale? Well, Stephen, I've never heard of this, and I cannot find a reference to it on Google. I would be very interested in following this up, so any further information you could provide would be appreciated. Thanks for the question, Stephen. Oh, what's this?
Skeletor, you wanted me?
Yes, Beastman, I did want you.
What is it?
This.
Oh,
That'll be all. Go away now before I beat you. Right. Lord Malvada has 5 questions again this week. Number 1. Do inflatable dolls count as passengers in the carpool lane? Yes, absolutely, if they're wearing a wig and their seatbelt, and if you have had or are intending to have intercourse with them. Question 2. What is the name given to male ballerinas? Well, they are often called ballerinos or danseurs. Another name for them is twats. Question 3. Why do they call it taking a dump? Shouldn't it be leaving a dump? Yes, it should. And I always say doing a poo. Question 4. Why do they call it getting your dog fixed if afterwards it doesn't work anymore? And have you had Beastman done? Well, I don't know why this term is used. And no, Beastman has not been fixed. He regularly copulates with foxes in the forest, and the noises they make are horrifying. And question 5. Do you know any martial arts moves? And if so, who have you used them on? Yes, I know several moves and have been taught by Shaolin monks to a high level of skill. My favourite move is known as a kick in the bollocks, and I use it on Beastman when I catch him fucking foxes in the forest. Thanks for those questions, Lord Malvada, and thanks for the questions, everybody. If you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up and share it with your minions. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and leave any questions for me for next week in the comments below. Right, I'm off to eat toast in bed. See you next time. Bye!